wonderful Wednesday, and just delighted you are up early with us. Lewis has made his way to New York. It is wonderful to have Mr. Riddick here. Kmart ready to roll. Neek is here. We are jam-packed this morning, and we dive right into the NFL, where the action was in Oxnard yesterday. The Cowboys took the practice field for the first practice of their training camp. Micah Parsons still awaiting a long-term contract extension, mostly a spectator, citing tightness in his back. Then Micah, as soon as practice was over, sought out reporters and shared his frustrations with the way his negotiations have gone and with ownership. Listen to this.
When you go around the league and you see these other teams taking care of their best guys, I see TJ got taken care of, Max got taken care of, Miles got taken care of, and he got 2 years left on his deal. So it's hard to, you see a lot of people around the league getting taken care of. You just, wish you had something that, that same type of energy. If they don't want me here, they don't want me here. I'll go about my business. I understand the nature of the business. Like I said, as long as I'm here and under contract, I'm gonna do what I have to do to perform at the highest level. But if this is the end, this is the end. There's the same way that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and the other Jerry Jones take care of their family, the same way I need to take care of my family. You know what I mean? I got my own 3 kids of my own, so we all need to take care of my own family at the end of the day.
Okay, so vastly different from the tone that we have become accustomed to hearing from Dak Prescott in the past and some of the others. Neek, the first thing you said in our meeting, I think it was actually John Fink, our coordinating producer, who said it out loud. You say it. This is a little bit of a different road he's taken.
Yeah, I mean, and the idea that Trayvon Diggs is standing next to him, chiming in, reminding him of all the other players that are getting paid, it doesn't feel good. It feels like his mind is obviously, Micah was incredibly professional throughout this whole process, and he seems to be a little bit more mature, honestly, handling this thing in a more mature way than Jerry Jones is. He said all the right things, but you can see the hurt. Like, he didn't seem happy, and I imagine his back would get a little less tight with a little more money in his pocket. Things would loosen up. Yeah, and what Fink said this morning was maybe Jerry picked the wrong guy to pick a fight with. Dak Prescott always handled everything, took all the slings and arrows and never really punched back and all that. Micah is a guy, and we've known it, we've seen it, and I've been critical of it at times for being as outspoken as he's been. I don't need my superstar linebackers making lists of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL and leaving his own off of it. But in this case, I'm 1,000% behind him saying what he thinks. You can tell he's not happy, and he has every reason not to be.
No, he does have every reason not to be. You know what, let me just kind of like look at this and try to see this through Jerry Jones' eyes, all right? Or from a front office perspective's eyes, right? I mean, look, when you go into the draft, right, when we do this every year, and you're building the football team, and you're looking at positions like quarterback, pass rusher, wide receiver, corner, offensive tackle, the top 5 positions. Micah Parsons is exactly what you're looking for. This is exactly the kind of guy that you want. A guy who you drafted, one of your own, homegrown, you developed, you've seen him make you money, selling merchandise, putting people in the stands. He plays hurt, he plays an impact position, he's young, he's healthy. To me, this is a no-brainer. This is one of those deals where you're sitting there going, I don't want to strike the worst deal for myself. I don't want to create drama. I want to put this to bed because I want to send the right message to everyone else on my football team, right? All those things to me seem to be just common sense things. Not this asinine bit of, well, I paid one guy and look what happened. I didn't get my return on investment. He only played a couple games. And you're sitting there like, it's almost like you sound like you're betting against your own guys. Especially when you take it to the 11th and 12th hour. That's exactly what you're doing. Because you know as time goes, you're not going to get a better deal, you're going to get a worse one. Why are you doing that? And why are you putting these messages out here against a good young man like this who plays an impact position, who's done nothing but deliver for you? I don't get that.
So yesterday I had an NFL exec tell me, I wonder why they keep putting a microphone in front of Jerry, because he says too many dumb things. And I think when you have top-tier talent, but you make that top-tier talent feel ordinary, I think that's a dangerous game. Because you know how I am. I always liken the NFL, it's all about relationships, right? And for me, I feel like the quickest way to lose a relationship, is to make them feel unheard, to make them feel like, hey, you're just lucky to be here. And Micah Parsons, to Dominic's point, has done everything right. But he is the type of guy that will let you know, this isn't okay, this is how I feel. And no one understands why. Everybody is just as confused as Micah Parsons. And I will say though, I'm not sure if it will be a big distraction during the season because I think it will end with him getting paid. The question for me is why? Why do we have to keep doing this?
And is there damage being done
in the
during
process?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that Jerry Jones does have working in his favor is he does this silly stuff all the time, because you hear Micah in his comments say, like, yeah, this is kind of what he did to Dak, this is kind of what he does, and he recognizes that this is how Jerry operates, but it doesn't make it okay. And I think the fact that I brought up earlier about Trayvon Diggs coming up there, like, when you got these guys coming together like that doesn't feel good, because it's not just one person isolated.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it feels as though the whole locker room is thinking like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we were saying this in the meeting too. Like, there's always unintended consequences from conducting business this way. And it's not, look, there's not going to be a third down play. It's going to be 3rd and 2, and Micah has outside contain where he's going to sit there and go, you know what? Jerry made me wait for my money. I'm going to let this running back get outside of me and go for the first down. But what does happen is people don't show up in off season the way they want to. Guys don't wind up mentoring some of the young guys the way you want to. Guys don't put in the extra work the way you want them to, simply because they feel as though, hey, look, I'm going to do exactly what is required by me and nothing extra, because guess what? All during the way, they made me fight and scratch and claw and talk bad about me and put out all these like weird messages about me. Like, you just don't want to conduct business this way. And I don't get, look, Jerry's a very rich man. He's built the Dallas Cowboys into the #1 profitable sports franchise in the world. It's just amazing that your people skills would be this tone deaf to me.
So the word I think that encapsulates what you're talking about is culture. It's the culture that is created and the way that people feel and all of that. And the one thing they have done is prove me wrong, because at the end of last season I said they have 2 options. 1, trade Micah. If you need a lot of pieces, trade, get a king's ransom for him, because the entire league would be dying to get him. Or 2, just pay him. I didn't realize there's a 3rd option, which is don't do either. So far, they've not done either of those things. It's almost August, and they've not done either of those things. There were 2 very obvious options, A and B, and they chose something that wasn't on the menu.
Yeah, and I think to Lewis's point, like, the culture stuff is important, because it's not, there's only a couple people that can have this huge impact on the culture of your organization. Definitely the guy who owns it. And if the message that he's sending to you is this ain't serious, the message that you will internalize, and it's not a conscious decision, but you're right, it's the little things that creep into the things that are acceptable for you to do that you wouldn't have thought of before. And it's hard to be so critical of them, because they have been like kind of successful over this run. It still just doesn't add up to like long term and winning the big one.
I remember talking to Brandon Beane, the Bills GM, when he signed Josh Allen to a big contract extension back in 2021. And he said, I had the best night's sleep after I got that done. And it's because you don't wait. The market value goes up. Good GMs just keep it, just know that they want to retain the best talent.
See, that's critical right there, what you just said about Brandon Beane saying, look, I had the best night's sleep.
Yeah.
Don't you think you would have a good night's sleep paying Micah Parsons? That he's not just going to go in and then just tank it and be like, you know what, I got my back. I mean, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'd be like, here. Now let me turn my attention to other things that need my attention. I'm not worried about you.
I think Jerry has a good night's sleep when he's like, oh, we're going to be at the top and get up again. we won the A block for the 3rd day in a row.
Congratulations.
A block champs.
He can rest easy on that one.
Yes.
No question about it. And by the way, I mean, it was 23 hours ago, Adam Schefter, sitting right here, said that they haven't even made an offer. The Cowboys have not even begun the process.
That's mind-boggling.
And here we are.
How is
has
that?
begun. Micah Parsons has toughness.
How is that?
Back.
Champions of the A block.
Everything matters. Like everything, see, some of these things, they just start adding up, and so it starts to.
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn gấp một chú chó màu đỏ như thế này nhá. Bây giờ các bạn vào làm cùng mình luôn nhé. Rồi, ok. Để bắt đầu vào làm thì các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị cho mình những dụng cụ như sau. Ở đây mình có chuẩn bị 2 tờ giấy có 2 màu khác nhau. Đó là màu đỏ và màu đen này. Tiếp theo các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị cho mình một cây kéo, một cây bút chì, một cái thước, cuối cùng là một cây súng bắn keo như thế này nha. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn vào làm luôn nhé. Các bạn sẽ lấy cho mình cái bút chì và thước kẻ đo cho mình như sau. Các bạn sẽ đo cho mình kích thước của tờ giấy này sẽ là 12 cm này. Rồi mình sẽ đo cả chiều dài và chiều rộng của nó đều là 12 cm nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ kẻ nó thành một cái ô vuông nhé.